And Stan Levitt. Hello, everybody, and welcome to high school football on Channel 13. I'm Dick Simpson, along with Stan Levitt, greeting you tonight from Heber Field on the campus of Henry Clay High School, where tonight we'll present the final regular season game of the year. The game pits the Generals against the Blue Devils, both teams coming in with identical 6-3 records. Stan, Lafayette with a victory here tonight could put them in the district into the state playoffs for the second consecutive year, and Henry Clay, an outside shot, had a chance at the playoffs. We'll talk about more as the game progresses, Stan, but right now the big factor in this game could be the weather conditions. It is a misty rain out tonight, and the field is deteriorating quickly. They've had a lot of play on it this year, and I believe the weather conditions and the field conditions could determine the outcome of this game.
Well, certainly it could play in the hands of Lafayette, Dick, because they have an excellent defensive ball club, the best in Lexington, so the muddy field should play with Lafayette, but we'll wait and see. Henry Clay will try to get outside on them. But you're right, this field is very muddy, but I don't think it'll stop the intensity of these two football rivals because they want this one. Henry Clay wants it. They've got a shot at it. They can knock off Lafayette tonight, and they know that. Lafayette, all they've got to do to go in the playoffs next week is to beat Henry Clay.
Well, Stan, we've modified our setup a little bit. Jeff Buchanan is down here in the press box with us. It's just impossible to shoot on top of it tonight. So, Stan, we're going to be looking around him and trying to get a best view of this game. The rain is really coming down hard at the moment. It should be for some very interesting football, to say the least. To carry you through the first half of tonight's big football game will be Stan Levitt.
Well, I certainly hope the fans will bear with us. As you say, Dick, we're under adverse conditions, but we'll do the best we can. Scott Gillum will kick off for Henry Clay on the 40, booms it up there, and deep for Lafayette will be Porter. That's Johnson instead of Porter, and he picks the football up and rambles out of bounds on about the 30-yard line. Good pursuit by Henry Clay as they knock him out on about the sloppy 32-yard line.
Stan, this field has seen the Henry Clay soccer team on it all year. A couple of junior highs play on this field, and right now at the end of the year it's usually always in terrible shape, but this rain, Stan, has made it even worse, and especially out in the middle of the field it's really bad. So the field conditions are in a terrible shape, and it could cause for some hard footing here tonight.
It'll get worse as the play progresses too, Dick. Lafayette gives off. Here is the tailback, and I believe that is Gay, well, let's pick him up. That probably is Lunsford, and he fumbles the football. I couldn't pick up his number. It was one of the tailbacks for Lafayette, Antoine George or Lunsford.
Lunsford, Stan.
Lunsford, I couldn't pick up his number, and we're going to have that problem, Dick. And so he fumbled out of bounds, but anyway, Lafayette will control possession as he advanced the football to Henry Clay's 45-yard line.
So a big play right off the bat for Lafayette, Stan. A good hole opened up by the left side of the Lafayette offensive line. And Lafayette in Henry Clay's territory.
Daniel Schulz tight end to this side as Lafayette looks at Henry Clay's 5-man defensive front as they go back to Lunsford. And Lunsford is running the ball very well over the 40-yard line to the 38. Knocked down by Ray for Henry Clay, along with number 12, and that's Charles Schulz. Comes up from that cornerback spot to knock him down. He picked up 2 or 3 yards. And we'll place the football on the 38-yard line in Henry Clay territory. First series of downs in this football game with 10:59. This is Matt Gay, the quarterback, has a balanced line as he goes inside. And we have a fumble.
I think it's Thomas Coates.
Thomas Coates. Look like Coates, yes.
Stan, we have a player for Lafayette. You may want to pick this up. Number 34 will be Antoine George tonight, Stan. He usually wears number 3. Tonight he's wearing 34. He's checking out of the ball game right now, so be aware of that, Stan.
Okay, we go back to Shay Pfister as a wide out to this side. Lafayette, Dick, will probably keep it on the ground because it's very sloppy and the quarterback will have a difficult time. Here we go back to probably Lunsford as we lost a number, but we have a flag on the play as Henry Clay comes up, knocks him down very nicely by Jeff Wheeler way over there.
Stan, also in on the hit was number 2, Marion Brown. Good defense by Henry Clay. You're right, Stan. These numbers will be, using one of your words, obliterated.
Yeah, they're going to be
before
gone
the game gets too much further, and it's really going to be hard to pick up. So I hope the viewers bear with us. We'll try and do the best we can on it.
That's right, and it'll get worse as we go, as we said earlier. Personal foul looks like against Henry Clay, Dick.
Stan, yes, and I think the fans right there get a good shot of just how muddy this field is.
So we'll put it way down in Henry Clay territory. Now, this is a big series, Dick, because they take it in now and they play defense.
And Stan, they also, yes, you're right, and they also can get a good look at the rain coming down here tonight, as it's coming down pretty hard. At Lafayette, though, Stan, is, with that personal foul penalty, got him in good field position already. Got a good drive going inside the 25-yard line to about the 22.
All right, first down and 10 yards to go. Clock is 9 minutes and 50 seconds left to go first quarter. They pitch back to Lunsford, running wide and getting running room.
Stan, I believe that was Thomas Coates,
all right,
number 42, knocked out of bounds by Les Russell, number 84, among other Henry Clay Blue Devils. But once again, big yardage, Stan, open up by the left side of the Lafayette offensive line, doing the job.
I thought I saw a flag down there, Dick, but I don't believe so. So it's going to be second down 5, picked up good yardage. As Lafayette will play the football on the 15, 16-yard line. Ball given off again to Coates, or Lunsford rather, instead of Coates, and he drives past the 15 on inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. Schulz comes up along to make the stop.
Stan, good blocking again. They're having great success over the left side of the Lafayette offensive line, and that's where they've been running the football tonight and picking up all their yardage.
Henry Clay, as Gay picks it up, fumbles, runs out to that side, finds a little opening as Henry Clay closes it down on him.
Stan, it looked like number 14, Willie Wagner, in on the hit for the Blue Devils. Wagner usually on offense, playing defense tonight also.
Along with number 76, Dick, Doug Hughes came off that side over there to make a nice, as he stopped the flow. Second down 7, somewhere along in there. And so far, Lafayette keeping the football on the ground and doing a pretty good job of it, Dick.
Well, Stan, you're not going to see too many balls up in the air tonight. Henry Clay, more of a passing team than Lafayette. Lafayette really not much of a passing game all year. There's a timeout on the field right now here, Stan, but you're going to see a lot of running tonight. And I was talking to Coach Tom Fee earlier this week, and he was hoping for rain tonight so that it would negate that outstanding Henry Clay passing game and keep Henry Clay on the ground, and he got his wish tonight, Stan, as it's coming down hard.
Yeah, and so far the offensive line, Dick's doing a good job against Henry Clay's defense as they're beginning to open up some holes, and we'll see if Henry Clay can do that on offense. It's very important now, the first series of downs, the first team to score is very important in conditions like this.
You're right. The people opening up the hole on the left side have been Thomas Higgins and Tawn Snyder on the left side.
Lafayette has Coates, I think. Gay is the quarterback. His jersey is still... Oh, what a hit by Doug Hughes as Coates took it and was met right in the gap by Doug Hughes, among others. But beautiful tackling by Hughes as he diagnosed the play very well.
Stan, I believe 17, Lunsford, in on the carry there. And Doug Hughes, you're right, met him right at the line of scrimmage. Will bring a 3rd and 7 situation up. Stan, a big down for Lafayette and a big down for the Henry Clay defense.
9:46, 3rd down and 8 yards to go as Henry Clay plays the football on the 5, make it about the 6-yard line with a driving rain driving in Henry Clay's face, rather Lafayette's face. They try to go to Johnson.
Touchdown, Stan.
And Johnson takes it in for the touchdown.
Touchdown. Matt Gay to Vic Johnson. Had his man one-on-one down there. The ball looked like it was a little underthrown. Johnson made it, sidestepped into the end zone and Stan. Lafayette on the board first, moving down the field in about 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes. And it's 6-0 Lafayette.
And the rain is pelting, as we see in our camera.
It's coming down, Stan.
It's really coming down. So big play by Matthew Gay as he took that football and hit Johnson. Shuck will attempt the extra point, but we have a flag on the play before Shuck can get it away. Big play, Lafayette. They score first, making 6-0. with 9 minutes, 27 seconds left to go first quarter.
Stan, it looked like on that touchdown you were blocked by this post here. He didn't really see what happened. That's why Stan was a little late on the call. As you said, we were working under different kind of circumstances, and Stan is bobbing and weaving up here and tried to look at the action.
I tried to pick out the number, Dick, but I couldn't really see it the way it was. And so, anyway, we hope that fans pick that one up. Shuck will kick. Horn will hold. The ball is placed in the mud. Shuck comes forward. Kick is good. So make it Lafayette 7, Henry Clay nothing, with 9 minutes, 27 seconds left to go first quarter.
Well, Stan, you said it. The team that gets on first gets on the board first. Very big factor, and Lafayette has done that as they move right down the field. Henry Clay had no answer, and a personal foul penalty helped him on the play, and then that touchdown pass to Vic Johnson, which, Stan, we didn't catch as we were blocked by the wall over here, and so we apologize for that, but we're trying to do the best we can.
That's right. We'll just have to hang in there and do what we can do tonight, Dick.
It's really
big play. I thought offensively the line did a good job against Henry Clay, Dick. Tom Packer, Tawn Snyder, Tom Higgins, Jamie McCarty did an excellent job in moving that football right on down to score.
And now the Lafayette defense, which has absolutely been stingy this year, can sit back and show its stuff.
Well, T.J. Shuck will kick for Lafayette. And the ball's played about the 35-yard line by Henry Clay. He slopped it around. I don't think he really caught that one. But, boy, what a driving rain we got now. It's driving right in front of Lafayette's face. They're on defense right now. It's driving behind Henry Clay. So Henry Clay has the wind advantage and the rain advantage to their back.
Hey, Stan, can you think of Jeff Buchanan on the top of the press box
I don't
tonight?
believe he'd be up there right now, Dick.
Stan, he got here a little early and said, I'm not going up there. Let's move the camera down in here in the press box. I believe it was a good idea.
I don't believe him one bit. We got Gillum flanked out wide to this side as Henry Clay. Norton calls and gives off to one of the, well, here we go with Brown picking it up. I don't know what that was, Dick. I never did pick it up, but it was a delayed handoff, and Marion Brown for Henry Clay picked that football up and gained about 15 yards.
Stan, it was just simply a handoff right off the right guard, and looked like he got in the huddle there and looked like he was down and popped up. He didn't go down. Good pickup by Marion Brown out to close to midfield, a pickup of about 15 yards on the play. So the hard running of Marion Brown, the third leading rusher in the city coming into tonight's game.
William Wagner is tailback. We have a flag, though, before the play gets under motion. That's Marion Brown, fullback. Chris Pilatus is the center, 5'3", 165-pound sophomore.
Stan, let's name the officials that are calling this game tonight, and they're going to have a hard time tonight also. The referee, Jim Bramble. The umpire, Ron Tipton. The head linesman is Bob Pugh. The field judge is Stan Poole. And the back judge is Jeff Smith. Those are the officials calling the game tonight. And right now it's Lafayette on top 7-0 thanks to a touchdown pass from Matt Gay to Vic Johnson.
First down, 15 yards to go for Henry Clay as they line up and send people this way. They get Stone wide out to this side. Gillum is a slot. Back to throw goes Norton, throwing it way out here to trying to go to Stone, but could not. So it'll go back to the line of scrimmage where it'll be second down and 15 yards to go. We'll place the football on the 44-yard line in Henry Clay territory. Not a whole lot of passing tonight, I don't believe, because the field is just so bad. The quarterbacks will have a difficult time setting up. Waters is a defensive end of this side. Jeff Waters is 6'1", 200-pound senior for Lafayette. As Henry Clay, Rick Norton sends his club up to the line of scrimmage. Delay handoff, they do give it to Wagner. And he got maybe back to the line of scrimmage, plus maybe a couple of yards.
Stan, Jeff Waters and Andy Bischoff, Mark Lunsford all in on the hit on a draw play to Willie Wagner. Will bring up a 3rd and 15 situation for the Blue Devils.
And Lunsford has a bunch of tackles there, Dick. You were talking earlier, he's got a whole lot. He covers the football field very well. Stone goes way out there as they slip this side tight end to this side as they flip it back here to Gillum, and he'll quick kick, and nice play as Gillum will get a nice roll on it inside the 10 to about the 5.
Oh, yes.
So it'll be played by Lafayette, and that's not a bad ploy by Henry Clay as they back up Lafayette, and so they'll take the football.
Stan, a great move by Coach Jake Bailey. Did that against Tate's Creek a couple of weeks ago, and Gillum kicked it 65 yards. That time, another great kick by Scott Gillum. Downed it at the 6-yard line, and now, Stan, this in field position play is very crucial because if Henry Clay can hold Lafayette, they'll have to punt it from deep in their own territory, and automatically Henry Clay gets the field position, that game of field position that's so vital in big games, especially in conditions such as these.
That's right. You're exactly right. So Lafayette will come out deep inside their own territory at about the 5-yard line. Gay just takes it and sneaks up maybe a yard, not a whole lot, as he's met by the interior of the Henry Clay line.
Stan, Lafayette comes in, as we mentioned, Lafayette coming into tonight's game with a record of 6-3. Their victories have come over Danville, Shelby County, Madison Central, Tates Creek, Campbell County, and Bryan Station. The losses to Corbin, Kaywood, and Fort Thomas Highlands. While Henry Clay comes in with a record of 6-3. Victories over Covington Holmes, Bryan Station, Woodford County, Middlesboro, and Louisville Wagner. The losses to Ashland, Shelby County, and Tates Creek.
Todd Hughes in there, Dick, along with the Henry Clay line, and they flip it back here to Lunsford, and he picks up 3 or 4 yards.
Willie Wagner, the first one to greet Lunsford after he picked up a few yards in the play. Willie Wagner, Stan, been a starting tailback all year, now playing defense tonight. Henry Clay has been beset by injuries here in the latter half of the season, and it's Jake Bell and the coaching staff have had to do a makeshift lineup, especially on defense, and that's why we're seeing Willie Wagner in there in the game tonight on defense.
3rd down, 3 yards to go. Coates and Lunsford in the backfield along with Gay right now, a 6-man defensive front. This is Lunsford, and he gets not a whole lot. He's trapped behind the line. Good blitzing cornerback as Marion Brown came up from that defensive cornerback spot and stopped him for no yardage gain. So it'll be 4th down at about 3. So that'll force Lafayette to punt, and that's a good ploy by Henry Clay.
Stan, a great defensive play by Marion Brown, as you said, coming up from his from the secondary position, nailing Lunsford. And now Bruce Wise will be forced to punt around his own goal line, Stan.
Bruce Wise stands on the goal line. You're right. Deep will be Gillum. He's standing on his 48-yard line, so Henry Clay ought to come out with great field position. Ball away. It's short punt, and they'll watch it roll in the mud. Stops on about the 46-yard line where Henry Clay will take it. 1st down, 10 yards to go, trailing 7-0.
Stan, these teams, as we mentioned, as we went through their victories, the teams they've beaten have had 3 common opponents this year. Shelby County, Bryan Station, and Tates Creek. Lafayette has beaten all 3 of those teams, while Henry Clay has come out with a 1-2 record against those squads. They lost to Shelby County 42-21 and Tates Creek 30-7.
Henry Clay looks like they're going to throw. They do, as Norton goes out here, throws a little screen, but it's trying to go to Brown, but just a little bit overthrown, as you saw. With 4:17 left to go, that'll bring it back to the 47-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and again 10.
You're watching Fayette County Schools Television, Channel 13 in Lexington.
Lafayette 1st down. They flip it back to Coates, and Coates runs past the 45 to about the 44-yard line. David Ray, Darrell Strickland comes off the stack for Henry Clay, along with number 66, and that's David Clements.
Well, Stan, major technical difficulties as we have missed just about the entire 1st quarter, and there goes the 1st quarter. That's the end of the 1st quarter with the score Lafayette 7, Henry Clay nothing. We'll be back to explain just what happened in just a moment. The score, Lafayette 7, Henry Clay nothing at the end of the 1st quarter.
This is a message for the 17,000 Fayette County adults.
Score Lafayette 7, Henry Clay nothing. Stan, take it away.
All right, Lafayette plays it on the 44-yard line. They go to Lunsford. Lunsford finding running room as they block very well and open up the holes, and he comes down to about the 30-yard line. But Lafayette is really blocking very well and moving the football.
Stan, what happened there? We lost a majority there, a little bit of just about half of the first quarter. We had some technical problems. We didn't realize it, didn't get it corrected until just the end, just near the end of the first quarter. So we missed a lot of action. We'll try to recap just what happened when we have an opportunity.
Lafayette plays it on the 30-yard line as Gay gives off inside to Coates, and Coates comes up to about the 30-yard line where he's knocked down by Henry Clay. Clements.
Stan, what happened there? We lost our pitcher there for a brief while, but what happened? Henry Clay, Stan, moved down the field, got inside. Lafayette 15 was stopped on a 4th down situation. They fumbled. Lafayette took over, Stan, and Mark Lunsford ran one for about 45 yards out here into Henry Clay territory. And now Lafayette is on the move again, 2nd down and 8 at the Henry Clay 30-yard line.
And Lafayette trying to notch another one as they go back to Lunsford. And Lunsford runs hard, Dick, and he's picking up a whole lot of yardage.
But Stan, what we missed there, we missed a great catch by Scott Gillum. Gillum made a great catch to help keep Henry Clay's drive alive. They faced a 3rd and inches situation. They were stopped for a yard loss, and then Henry Clay fumbled the football away. Lafayette took over. And on a big 3rd down play, Mark Lunsford, as we said, rambled about 45 yards into Henry Clay territory, and that's Stan where we realized we had lost our pitcher, so the viewers have picked it up since then, and Lafayette looking strong once again.
Well, we apologize for that error as Lunsford got him out of behind their own goal line. Boy, here goes Lunsford running hard again as he comes inside the 20 to about the 15, on inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. David Ray finally makes the stop, but not before this truck. Mark Lunsford comes barreling up. He's finding great running room to the right side of the line.
Stan, Mark Lunsford, they're just working him tonight, and he has responded. He's having an outstanding football game, and we don't have any official stats. But, Stan, he could be close to 100 yards here in this first half alone.
Well, he's like a truck, and that's what you need on a field like this because he keeps his footing very well. Here he goes again as he finds running room and comes down inside the 5 to about the 4, almost the 3-yard line. They're just running off right tackle there and picking up good yardage behind Tom Packer, Tawn Snyder, along with Jamie McCarty there, and so it's picking up yardage. I think I see a flag, but maybe that's something else out there about the 17-yard line. I don't believe it is. I don't see the official picking it up, so it must be a towel or something. 9 minutes, 26 seconds left to go first half. Lafayette trying to march in. They're leading 7-0. Lunsford and Coates in the backfield for Lafayette as they go to Lunsford again. This time he doesn't get a whole lot. That's Coates instead of Lunsford.
That's right.
74, Beatty comes up off the stack for Henry Clay, along
with 14, Willie Wagner, Stan. He's having a good game on defense tonight. Wagner, this is the first time we've seen him on defense this year, and he's having a good football game. But Lafayette, Stan, got a 1st and goal to go at about the 2-yard line. So they're just about in for another score here.
That's right. They're right on it as they line up as Gay calls his signals, and too much time, I think, or maybe one of the linemen reacted. Could be illegal procedure. Offsides against Lafayette.
Somebody lining up,
lined up. That's right, lined up offside. So that's going to cost them 5. That's a big play, a big penalty against Lafayette.
Well, it could have been bigger if it happened on a 2nd or 3rd down, but 1st and 7, they still have 3 plays to work at it, 4 plays maybe, and the way Mark Lunsford is running, Stan, it's the Henry Clay defense is really going to have to bear down here and stop this general march.
Coates is the fullback, Lunsford tailback. They flip it to Lunsford, and he dives and keeps plugging away, and I think he got 2 or 3 yards before Beatty knocks his feet from under him at about the 5-yard line.
Stan, I believe it's inside the 5 down to about the 2 or 3-yard line.
That's right, on the inside the 5. I'm waiting to see where they do place the football. It's going to be about the 2. It's going to be about 2nd down, and call it about 2 yards left to go for the touchdown.
Stan, I want to remind the viewers this drive started at Lafayette's own 10-yard line, so a 90-yard drive in the making for the Generals.
Shay Pfister lines up as a wide out to that side. As they go to Lunsford, he's finding very little running room. Beautiful tackling by Henry Clay will pick him up as they come off the stack, Dick. But Lunsford could not gain a whole lot on that one.
Jeff Todd, number 15, was the first one to greet Lunsford. A good tackle by Jeff Todd. We'll bring up a third down in situation, Stan, and that offsides penalty may come back to haunt Lafayette. They got a yard to go here. Third down.
Yeah, anytime in this field condition you lose 2 or 3 feet, you're in trouble because it's hard to pick it up. And Henry Clay, to their fairness, have really come up and met the charge very well. This is again Lunsford. He dives, and he got it this time. Touchdown as he ran behind his right side and picked it up. So it's touchdown Lafayette, making the score now 13 Lafayette, nothing Henry Clay.
Good blocking by Jamie McCarty, the right tackle on that play, and it's now 13-0 Lafayette. A drive that covered 90 yards, and Mark Lunsford going in for the second Lafayette touchdown. Shep will be in, and Stan, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be very tough now for the Blue Devils. Even though they have shown success, Stan, they have shown success, especially on that drive that we didn't get, but they showed success moving the football.
Lafayette, Dick, is playing with a lot of confidence right now. They're the whole game, their defense and offense is a lot of confidence. Shuck's the only one with a white shirt on that's not colored, and so he booms it through there to make the score 14 Lafayette, nothing Henry Clay, with 7 minutes, 16 seconds left to go first half.
Okay. Stan, we mentioned at the top how the teams could get into the state playoffs. Lafayette wins tonight, Stan, they get in. It's as simple as that, and the other teams are out. But if Henry Clay can beat Lafayette tonight and Bryan Station knock off Tate's Creek, then Henry Clay goes.
That's right.
And if Henry Clay can beat Lafayette tonight and Tate's Creek beats Bryan Station, there's a 3-way tie for the city championship. But Tate's Creek would go as a better record against opponents. So a lot of factors playing in to tonight's final regular season action, and Stan, it usually comes down that way. As a matter of fact, the situation that occurs in tonight's final regular season game was the same situation that occurred last year, Lafayette having to win to go into the state playoffs, and they're looking very strong right here in the first half.
That's certainly true. Shuck will kick off for Lafayette, and Mack is the deep person as he picks it up on his 20-yard line, back to the 30, and that comes up to about the 30 where Lafayette gang tackles him at that point. Henry Clay coaches are coached by, of course, Bobby Jake Bell, has an illustrious career over here at Henry Clay, assisted by Norm Powell, Eddie Selliers, Dave Bear, Tony Olinger, and Ken Dunn. Lafayette, on the other hand, is coached by head coach Tom Fee, taking over this year and doing an excellent job, assisted by Skip Hansen, Bill Scott, Terry Clark, and Scott Brewer. The principal at Lafayette is Dwight Price. The principal at Henry Clay is Bill Hurt. Here we go, Henry Clay. Norton gives to Brown, and Brown tries to find running room. Not a whole lot. Beautiful tackling by Lafayette's
David Barosic,
right.
Number 82 in his defensive end position.
And he played that one very well as he came up and met the charge and dropped Brown for about a 2-yard loss. Well, it'll be second down and call it about 12, make it about 11, the way they're placing the football. So Henry Clay must mount an offense now before halftime. The rain has stopped entirely, but Henry Clay offense has also stopped. And so it'll be Henry Clay, second down 11, ball on the 22-yard line. In motion goes Wagner, and Norton goes to Wagner, and he might have picked up 2 or 3 yards, but again, beautiful, beautiful tackling by Lafayette as Sonka comes up along with Coates. So put it about a gain of 2 or 3, make it third down, and I'd say about 8 yards left to go for a first down. The ball will be placed on Henry Clay's 31-yard line. Hash mark toward the Blue Devils as Coach Bell shaking his head, trying to think of something to do. This is Steve Stone along with Gillum, flanked wide that way with Norton going, throwing to Gillum. Ball almost intercepted by Lafayette.
Stanley was trying to go to Jim Graves, big tight end, 6'7" target, and just overthrew him a bit. Graves has been an outstanding receiver for Henry Clay, coming into tonight's game with over 20 catches, 21 to be exact. But of course, Henry Clay into their first punting situation of the night, and Stan, one of the best punters, probably the best punter in the city, Parrish Renfro, in punt formation.
I want to make that's Brian Sonka did an excellent job too of coming back and covering that zone. Beautiful punt by Henry Clay, and it's covered by Henry Clay as Parrish Renfro kicked that football, and Lafayette fumbled the football, and so it'll go back to Henry Clay.
Stan, I didn't pick up the number, but it might have been David Clements, number 66, who recovered the fumble. Vic Johnson having a hard time holding on, and now Henry Clay with a break in Lafayette territory at the 37-yard line. Stan, they really got to push it in from here. You got to take advantage of these turnovers and make something happen out of them. And Henry Clay has a chance to do that right now.
Larry Shelton is the center as Norton goes. We got a flag on the play. They go out here to Gillum, and Gillum picks it up, but he might have been in motion. We'll wait and see. It looked like the flag was dropped in Henry Clay's backfield, so they may bring this one back. We'll wait and see.
It may be offsides against Henry Clay. Second catch of the night for Gillum, but I believe it's going to be negated. A legal procedure against Henry Clay, Stan, so take that play back. But a turnover, and the Blue Devils, with only 5 minutes left here in the first half, Stan, would like to get some kind of points on the scoreboard.
Doug Hughes is one of the interior blockers. He's a left guard for Henry Clay, along with David Clements. Marion Brown's in the football game. William Wagner's in. Larry Shelton is a center. And let's see if we can pick up some others. Steve Stone will come wide to this side, along with Gillum, as they slot Gillum inside Stone. As Norton goes back, looking over the middle, throwing over the middle, and just a bit behind Gillum, as it'll go back to the line of scrimmage, where it'll be second down and 15.
Stan, Norton back to pass there, went to plant his right foot to throw the football, and it slipped out from under him, and it caused him to misfire on that pass. That's what makes passing on such a field as this so difficult. The quarterback getting his footing and getting a proper grip on the football. Now make it second and 15, Henry Clay.
Well, again, Lafayette shutting down the offense, shutting down the rushing game, and Henry Clay trying to do something through the air, but right now the field is not conducive for that. As they trap,
fumble, Stan,
by Brown, and Brown fumbled the football. We'll wait and see who got it. Big pile up on the 38-yard line. Marion Brown took that pitch out and just, it's going to be Henry Clay's ball, I believe.
You're right.
As he recovered his own fumble, but that was lucky break. So sloppy ball handling on a sloppy field. It puts the football on the 37-yard line, make it about third down, and still long for Henry Clay. Third down, call it 11. As Henry Clay sends Stone wide to that side. Gillum was wide to this side. Now he goes over that way, slot that way. Norton back to throw, looking, throwing out here on a screen, overthrows Marion Brown. So it'll come back fourth down and 11.
Stan, Lafayette had the defense cover that time. Jeff Waters out there on Marion Brown on his defensive end position, but Lafayette, Henry Clay will be forced to punt.
Well, it's going to be hard, Dick, for these wide receivers to get down and run their pass pattern because of the fact the field is so sloppy. So you're going to see a lot of screens and a lot of slant patterns tonight, and that's what Lafayette's trying to do, pick on the corners for, or rather Henry Clay's trying to do, pick on the corners against Lafayette. Here's the kick by Renfro. It'll bounce, and beautiful kick, as it's going to be in this slop. It'll run down about the 5 or 6 yard line. That's where you want it, where Henry Clay will down the football along about the 6 yard line.
Okay, we're back once again, Stan. We lost power there again. It's all sorts of wild things happening here tonight, Stan. We knew it was a possibility that this could happen before we started, and all of our nightmares are coming true here tonight. We apologize. What happened down there after the punt was that Lafayette was stopped. They had to force to punt away. Now Henry Clay has the football back with 1.5 minutes to play in the first half.
It's Halloween. All right, here's Norton going back to pass as Ball's just a bit underthrown. Norton trying to pass now. The score's still 14-0. No scoring while we were away. And it's still 14-0 in favor of Lafayette.
Stan, I'm telling you, everything that
could have
happened has happened tonight. It's too wild to believe.
If we get out of here alive, we'll be lucky. So, anyway. 1 minute, 20 seconds left to go first half as Henry Clay trying to mount something. Can't very well do it against the Lafayette defense. They've been very stingy tonight.
So anyway, a break in the action, Stan.
Penalty.
The winner of the city championship, Stan, a penalty, you're right, will take on either, it looks like, Stan, either Laurel County or Clark County in the state championship in the first round of the state playoffs. Of course, by the time this game is aired, that game will have already been played.
Dick,
so
they're playing down at Laurel County tonight in the slop down there in Laurel County. I was down there last week, and boy, they're all up for this game. So could be Laurel County. The way they're excited about their football team down there. In case you never know that you've ever been to London, this is the first time ever that they've had a shot at the playoffs down there. So one of these clubs, Lafayette, right now in the driver's seat, might be playing Laurel County next week. Here we go to Brown. And Brown gets a little bit, but not a whole lot. Looked like, I don't know who that is, Jeff Waters maybe. Turn around, no. McCarty, Jamie McCarty, 73, stopped him. And so it'll be about 3rd down and 15 with 1 minute and 2 seconds left to go first half. Lafayette still controls the lead, 14-0. So they'll be punting, or no, it'll be 3rd down instead of 4th down, 3rd down. And Henry Clay has very few first downs. We'll check it at halftime. I don't even know whether they have one or not. Back to throw goes Norton, looking over the middle, throwing over the middle to Stone. Intercepted, yes, intercepted by number 8, and that's Porter. We get a clip.
Stan once again going for Jim Graves as tight end, and the ball just getting loose from Norton overthrew Graves, and he tipped it, so it's a clip in on Lafayette, but Chris Porter made a good interception on the play, batted a little bit, and made a good run back, but it's going to be negated because of a clip. But once again, Lafayette now with another turnover, the defense rising to the occasion, and with 32 seconds to play, Stan, you never know what could happen here with Lafayette. They just may sit on it with this 14-0 lead. They may throw it up. It's hard to say.
Well, they made a good interception there, a key interception to stop Henry Clay's drive, although Henry Clay would add it 4th down and really hasn't showed a whole lot of offense against this tough Lafayette defense. 33 seconds left to go first half as Lafayette will play the football on their own on Henry Clay's 45-yard line. Henry Clay has Jeff Wheeler. This side, a defensive end, as Gay goes back, looking over the middle, throwing over the middle. Complete to Pfister.
Tom Fay is not going to sit on this lead, hitting Shay Pfister down to the 25-yard line. I imagine Lafayette, yes, they do call a timeout with 25 seconds to play.
Well, right now, Dick, it has stopped raining, so the only, you don't have to battle the rain. All you got to do now is battle the field conditions, and it's slop, so if you can get out there like Pfister did, you could get open. So the passing game might open up just a bit if the rain continues to stop.
And that could help Henry Clay because they've relied very successfully on the pass this year.
Well, so far, Lafayette has shut down the ground game of Henry Clay, so you're right. It may go to the passing as Gay goes back, looking over the middle, throwing over the middle, and he finds
Johnson.
Oh, Johnson, yes, and he goes down about the 20-yard line, knocked down by Russell, along with Todd for Henry Clay, with 2 seconds left to go in the first half. So we'll wait and see. They have one more play left. Lafayette does.
That's a hard throw to make by the quarterback, Stan. Rolling left and throwing left. Very hard. But Gay found his man at 2nd down the yard with only 8 seconds to play.
That is 8
instead
of 2, Dick. You're right. I thought that was 2, but that's 8. They might get one play, maybe 2. I don't know.
The ball is at the 15-yard line of Henry Clay. T.G. Shuck will come in stand to attempt a 32-yard field goal. This is in Shuck's range. An outstanding kicker for Lafayette. A field goal here would put Lafayette on top 17-0. It'll be a 35-yarder, Stan.
Well, I didn't know whether they'd try a field goal or not in this muck, but they're going to. And so Shuck right now has a chance to put Lafayette up a little bit further. And with the way they're playing football tonight, Lafayette's chances look very good to play in the playoffs next week.
They've looked very good here, Stan, right from the very outset. They received in their first drive, they moved right down the field and scored. And then they had a 90-yard drive and scored. And the offensive line for Lafayette really opening up the holes for Lunsford, who's had an outstanding first half.
Both offense and defense have played very well on Lafayette's side. All right, the ball is snapped, the ball is placed, the ball is kicked, it's blocked. So with 3 seconds, 2, 1, that should end it. The first half is over.
It's not over yet, Stan. They're still fighting for it.
As that will do it with the score. Lafayette 14, Henry Clay nothing.
Henry Clay blocked the field goal, Stan, and they chased the football all the way up to midfield. But you're right, that's the end of the first half. And it has been a nightmarish first half for Henry Clay, Stan, and us up here in the press box. We'll be back with the second half after this brief intermission. The score, Lafayette 14, Henry Clay nothing.